Labour resign. Nigel Farage demands election as reform pulls new votes amid Labour civil war. Britain is on the brink, and Nigel Farage has had enough. As Keir Starmer surrenders sovereign British territory in a humiliating giveaway to Mauritius, Reform UK is surging in the polls, tapping into a tidal wave of anger and betrayal across the political spectrum. And now, with Reform pulling votes from disillusioned Tories, betrayed Labour supporters, and forgotten non-voters, Farage has issued a thunderous demand that is shaking Westminster to its core: call a general election now. Welcome back to Britain Info, and let's be absolutely clear, this isn't just about numbers on a graph. This is about a nation betrayed. This is about an establishment that hates its own people, despises its own history, and would rather appease international lawyers and globalist elites than stand up for Britain. Starmer's surrender of the Chose Islands, British territory carved out and defended for decades, isn't diplomacy. It's capitulation. It's a betrayal so deep that even former ministers are calling it the most humiliating day for Britain since Suez. Let that sink in. A Labour Prime Minister once again trading away British land, British power, and British pride. Not for our people's safety. Not for our economic future. But for virtue signalling, for decolonisation, for rewriting British history and apologising for it on the world stage. Well, here's a question for you, Keir: who elected the International Court of Justice? Who voted for unelected foreign judges to dictate British sovereignty? But once again, Labour's answer to every challenge is to bend the knee, apologise, and hand over what's ours. Nigel Farage isn't having it, and neither is the British public. The latest polls are devastating for the old parties, Reform hitting 30%, ahead of Labour, ahead of the Tories. And this isn't just a right-wing revolt. Reform is pulling in support from everywhere, from working-class Labour heartlands, from shattered Tory strongholds, from the millions who gave up on politics long ago. Because Reform UK has become the only party that speaks for Britain. Not for Brussels. Not for Davos. Not for the lawyers at the UN or the cheerleaders at the BBC. But for the people, our people, who are sick of being lied to, walked over, and sold out. And the numbers don't lie. Labour and the Tories combined are now limping along with less than 45% of the vote. The so-called Big Two are collapsing under the weight of their own cowardice and corruption. Meanwhile, Reform's support isn't just growing, it's exploding. And here's the kicker: only 40% of Reform's current supporters voted Reform in July. That means over half of the movement are new recruits, angry, disillusioned, and ready for real change. This is a political revolution in real time, and the establishment is terrified. They can't explain it, because they don't understand it. They thought Farage was finished. They thought the Brexit spirit had died. They thought they could rule without consequence. Now, from the fishing towns of Cornwall to the high streets of Yorkshire, people are waking up. They are seeing Starmer for what he is: a man who would rather please foreign courts than protect British sovereignty. A man who hands over our land while blaming the last government. A man whose own defence secretary admits we're trading away national territory to avoid lawsuits. And it doesn't stop there. Labour's early release scheme, despised by the public. Their U-turn on winter fuel are exposed by polling as the most unpopular policy yet. A criminal justice system in crisis. Women no longer feeling safe. Crime spiralling. And the government's answer? Nothing. Farage sees the rot, and he's not waiting. He's calling time on the charade. He's calling out the cowardice. And he's demanding what millions of us already know needs to happen: